Hello! It's time once again for that beautiful rambling mess known as Cheap and Cheerful. I'm giving the single game format a shot again, but the premise remains unchanged. Is it worth your time? Today's game in question, XCOM Enemy Unknown. I'm a little congested, we'll try to get through though. This is the 2012 reboot of the venerable turn-based XCOM series, which dates back to 1994 and UFO Enemy Unknown. It was marketed as XCOM UFO Defense in North America and XCOM Enemy Unknown on PlayStation in Europe, so figure that out. Anyways, commanding the underground XCOM base at home and a squad of soldiers in the field, you must stand or fall as the last line of defense against a sudden, global alien invasion. Turn-based combat missions are very much in the classic vein. Each soldier can move so far and or perform so many actions each turn, and said movement and actions are carried out immediately. Once you've completed all your moves, it's the alien's turn to do the same. For the most part, the combat just works. Commanders that are cautious and tactically sound should be able to come out on top in most engagements. The biggest sticking point is probably the enemy spawns, which occur once a cluster or pod of enemies is in your line of sight, and gives them a free and immediate turn to scatter into position. This system can frequently leave your soldiers suddenly exposed and out of actions to react to the sudden change. The counter to this is just to play even slower and more cautious, which can cause the game to drag at times. The other side of XCOM, which I already alluded to, is the base building and management. Outside of missions, you must build up your base, recruit new soldiers to replace your fallen fighters, manage equipment and resources, raise an air force, decide the fate of countries with your mission selection, and of course direct your research team. It may be a surprise to some that these mechanics are the ones that bring the largest amounts of heart and stress to the game. Your home base in most games is a place of relief, and to relax from the action. In XCOM, that is not the case. While there isn't a time constraint really, there are never enough resources, manpower, or time. It does a great job of making you feel like you're playing from behind, which reinforces the desperation of the whole situation. Overall, XCOM does something very tricky by managing to appeal to traditionalists with crushing difficulty levels and the heartless RNG, and newcomers with an approachable interface and easy-to-learn controls. The addition of mod support means if something bothers you, it can be changed, or maybe you just want it to be even harder. If that is the case, be sure to check out the Long War mod. This game's biggest appeal is going to be those that enjoy taking the tactical approach, or are into the management aspect. One sticking point that I feel compelled to mention is that it came to light that perhaps 2K Games, the publisher, hasn't been the most ethical in regards to sale pricing for this and other titles. There have been instances in the past of the base price being increased right before sale pricing goes into effect, giving the game an inflated discount percentage, making it seem like a better deal. That being said, XCOM specifically has been bundled and even given away before, so the risk is a little lower. If that sort of thing bugs you, just be sure to do some research before buying. Historical price charts are available, so an informed decision is possible. On the other hand, if the price is right for you, this probably isn't going to be an issue. If you manage to make it to the end on your first go-around, playing on standard difficulty, you're looking at 25 plus hours of gameplay. Playing on harder difficulties or with the Long War mod can substantially increase completion times though. The game flow is sort of interesting, in that there are side missions that don't directly drive the plot, but they're only optional in the sense that you pick between missions and can't go on all of them. Yes, technically there are missions you can turn down, but that path leads to more alien overlords and probing rather than the freedom of the entire human race, so it's not a particularly well-traveled path. The point is, there aren't many ways to shave much time off the campaign other than being very skilled or turning the difficulty down. This is generally a good thing for time value, because it means they aren't hiding a 4-hour campaign behind collectible hunting or fetch quests that take 20 hours to complete. You're constantly engaged with the overarching plot and world, even when that plot isn't being directly moved forward by the mission. Not that everything that happens plot-wise makes much sense. Why would a country ever withdraw support for the organization that is literally humanity's last hope? As always, what you're individually looking for will determine the final value of the title, but in general, it gives excellent time and content value for the price. But if you're only looking for a quick target from your backlog, then this is not a great choice. In the end, XCOM Enemy Unknown is a terrific entry into the underserved turn-based action/strategy genre. There is plenty of content and replayability is high. The addition of mod support is a huge bonus for people looking for even more time with the game and has allowed some of the issues with the initial release to be rectified. With that said, I'm giving XCOM Enemy Unknown a huge recommendation and bidding all of you, the faithful 7.5 viewers, adieu. If you enjoyed this, be sure to check out more reviews and other stuff over at the channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.